one of my old favorite legacy to vintage ports. Omni-Tell has tons of upgrades in the past few years. Atraxa, stock up, Lorien revealed. Let's give it another shot in today's vintage challenge. Welcome back, vintage gamers, to a Saturday challenge. We're back on our normal schedule here, playing some vintage in the new Tarkir format. No new Tarkir cards this time, though. I wanted to revisit an archetype that I have played in the past. I'm not sure this ever made it to a video, but I did 3-1 a prelim a few years ago with a blue-black Omni-Tell, Show and Tell Omniscience combo deck. I have experimented with this deck from time to time, and lots of things have really happened in the last few years that up the play patterns in this deck, up the power level and consistency of this deck. It was something I was going to revisit, and then Not Me took it to a nice little 5-0. So here we are today, going to play it in the Vintage Challenge. The big things that have changed since the last time we tried to play a deck like this are Atraxa Grand Unifier, one of the largest and biggest changes, a really strong play off of Show and Tell, lets you play Flash in your deck and digs through your deck when you have an Omniscience extremely quickly. You've got Stock Up, which is just going to be a really strong way to use your already big blue fast mana base to find the cards you need. Lorien revealed and Sink into Stupor as well, lands that are blue spells, especially a pseudo land in Lorien revealed that also is a draw 3 off of your Omniscience. Really, really big deals. So I've taken the Not Me list and I've tuned it just a little bit, just small tweaks. There are not many places to fool around in this list. You have maybe 5 flex slots, and you might even argue that some of them aren't flex slots. We are deciding to play Vault Key as an additional AB combo, as well as Tinker Citadel as an additional AB combo. Citadel notably can be played off of Show and Tell, and although we have lots of high mana costs in our deck, hitting a single one of those might just be enough to win the game. By playing these really efficient draw engines and things, we can get away with not playing some of the bad cards that the Legacy list plays, like Cunning Wish, which does open us up to having access to sideboards. Yeah, the new land was definitely thought about, but you just can't get enough islands and stuff in your deck. And you do have to play another color, whether it be red or green. And I have tried this list with Oaths. It makes sense, right? Atraxa's our only creature. Why don't we play 4 Oaths? And I'm not going to lie to you. I just think Oathing into Atraxa is not good enough. I really, really think it's just not good enough. It's slow. It doesn't always win. And it takes a lot of effort to put your Oaths in the deck and Orchards in the deck. And so I actually tried the Oath list version of an Oath version of this deck, and I was extremely unimpressed. So we're going to try playing just a straight up blue-black version this time. I also think that that land is really too much mana. Having to pay blue and have a pseudo tap land in your deck to resolve your spell, it's just not feasible. You're going to need triple blue to cast any spell you want to cast. That's not a thing that happens in Vintage. So yeah, people really like that card, but I don't think that card is very good. I think you're closer to playing the old Beseech in this deck than that card, which is quite the statement. Maybe not. Maybe that's going overboard. But yeah. So yeah, this deck should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I would say that we don't have as much counter magic in the main, so we would be a little bit weaker to combo. That's true, but I think this deck should be pretty fine still. I have I mean, I don't play other creatures, but I could technically play things like Grizzlebrand and Emrakul. I just don't think... I think you could theoretically... I was talking with Nami about this, but I think you can cut Vault Key if you played an Emrakul in your deck, which is a Show and Tell target and is good with Omniscience, but we'll try out Vault Key for this thing. I think that the spots where you actually have flexibility are like Vault Key, Tinker, Citadel. Those are the places where I would think about changing. Like, you could maybe fit in some more blue counter magic, and if you just play 1 Emrakul and 3 blue spells, something like that. We don't have negations in the main, but I did make room from Not Me's original list, and I cut some things to make sure that we had some Flusterstorms. That'll give us a little bit additional counter magic and ability to push our spells through. And then I have some traps and a negation in the board. I also have the big old Sphinxes and Portals as different Tinker and Show and Tell targets. Got a bunch of removal for mono white. I expect a rise in mono white considering there's new dragon to be played. Little light on things that do graveyard, but maybe show and telling and attraction should be beating things that are doing graveyard stuff. So we'll try that. I will see you in round 1. The legendary NYSE Open returns to Long Island in New York. This 9th installment will be a 15 proxy, $500 entry fee tournament where the top 8 will return home with 8 pieces of real unlimited power. Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxens will be part of this celebration of vintage. At 100 players, there'll be an additional wacky draft with classic booster packs from Ice Age to Onslaught, the NYC trophy, Karn altars, $1,000 in giveaways, dealers, and much, much more. Check out the link below for all the details. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. All right, here we are. Round 1 of our Omni-Tell challenge. We have a Force and we have an opening Mox Omniscience. See, like this is a great, I mean, I guess because we have the Sink into Stupor, if this island was an Ancient Tomb, it wouldn't have been bad. But the reason I switched the islands, the Ancient Tombs to islands is so that we always have our blue source and we use our Moxen as pseudo Ancient Tombs. Blue Soul Ring. All right. And Time Vault. Okay, maybe Beseech. Maybe it's Omni-Tell. Maybe we'll just show and tell. That'd be cool. Drew a stock up. Okay. All right, stock them up. I'd like to see show and tell and force here. I saw force and fluster, and I'm in a probe. I'm gonna take force and fluster. Don't think I'd rather. I think I'd rather have the ability to. Let's see if I pitch this and pitch this. Maybe I still do probe in. No, I feel like fluster should be better. I don't feel like I need a probe from this spot. All right, hopefully that insulates me enough that I'm not going to die to my opponent's, I don't know, tinker on this turn. Though I might actually have to pitch the Flusterstorm to the force anyways. Let's see. Because we definitely need to keep this stock up. It's a tinker. It's a stock up. I think because I have this Flusterstorm now, I'm just going to let this stock up resolve. Because I have the ability to play a Sink into Stupor and hold up Flusterstorm stock up. I think I just don't care about this stock up resolving. I want to save my spells for something that matters, but we'll see. Like this is another spot, right, where I'd love to, if I do have to draw a land, I'd like to draw a land that makes blue mana. Another basic island, huh? That's a lot of basic islands. All right. I don't have any Mystic Sanctuary or any Surveillance in here, because I think it's important to have untapped sources, but I don't want to fetch yet, because I don't want the cards that are on the bottom right now. So let's just cast stock up. All right, so there's a show and tell and a vamp and an Atraxa. I think I'm going to take the show and tell and the Atraxa, and that way I have more blue cards. I don't think I need to vamp from this spot. Though I do need to have a spell that I can cast off Omniscience. So it's a little awkward still. But let's do show and tell and Atraxa. Maybe I could theoretically go vamp and then tinker, but yeah, but maybe we have to pitch Omniscience and we'll keep show and tell Atraxa. It's a little dangerous with my opponent having an active Time Vault, but all right, 5 cards in my opponent's hand. 7 cards in our hand. I like our look spot. I especially like how we have Flusterstorm. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Are we literally playing the mirror? Oh, no, they're playing the not me list with Ancient Tombs. Okay, so we are playing the round 1 Omni-Tell mirror. That makes things very difficult with the show and tell. I see. I see. So there's a lot of danger now in casting a show and tell. I'm going to pre-fetch here. Get up Underground Sea, seeing as my opponent's not going to wasteland me. I have a Lorien. So I can resolve show and tell Omniscience here, right? They have no Fluster's main, but we do because I changed the list. That's pretty good for us. If my opponent Vault Keys, it's not even bad because I can still go through my whole deck, find my own Vault Key. If they Omniscience off of my show and tell, none of their spells are super instant speed. I don't believe so. I think it's still safe to just go for it. Yeah, let's cast show and tell. All right, I'm putting Omniscience into play. What are you putting into play? Omniscience. All right, I'm casting Atraxa. Maybe I should have cast Lorien revealed first, so I'd have more cards. Yeah, I probably should have. Vampiric Tutor. That's fine. They have 2 cards in hand, and we have 3 counter spells, so I think we're going to be okay. Average vintage challenge, for sure. Oh, the dig through time. All right. Cast my Force of Will on your dig through time. All right, now I get an Atraxa, and I can't lose, right? All right, I want to take an Ancestral, a Stock Up. Is Stock Up better than taking a Demonic Tutor? Probably not. Let's take the Demonic Tutor, take up land. Let's play a land. Oh, I guess I should hold for Tolarian. I guess Tolarian Courier doesn't matter from here either. So let's just cast a bunch of spells. Stock up as 2 Demonic Tutors. All right. Cool. Average vintage challenge game 1. Yep. That's a good Twitter post. We'll take it. All right, so now the matchup gets harder. My opponent has access to whatever's in Not Me's list. Let's go check out Not Me's list real quick. So Not Me's list has 1 Flusterstorm in total, Force of Negation, 1 Hull Breacher, so not that good for them, and a 1 Mindbreak Trap. All right, I think we should be very favored then, though I'm not going to bring in any answers for that 1 Hull Breacher. There's a world where you want to be Portal? Probably not. I don't want any removal spells. I do have double Mindbreak Trap, possible Sink into Stupor, Negation, and a 3rd Flusterstorm. How do I fit that much counter magic into my deck? You know, I don't think I need Vault Key in this matchup. Because I don't actually need to win if I Omniscience. I just need to draw enough cards. I feel like we can take out Vault Key here. I don't know if you're supposed to take out Show and Tell. It does seem like as long as you're Show and Telling the right creatures, you should still be winning. I just want like as much counter magic as possible. I don't know if we're allowed to take out lands here. Maybe we're not bringing in this sink. Just have one answer. Is Tinker still good from this spot? I think it is. I think it is. Mental Misstep is actually not very good. It just hits Ancestral, right? I mean, it hits these 1 mana tutors, but I feel like we could take out Mental Misstep. It's interesting. And then 1 more. Maybe 1 Lorien revealed. Yeah. I definitely want a sink. I just don't think I want a second sink. Let's try this. I'm not 100% sure, but seems like a reasonable idea. My thing didn't work to multi-post. Need to mute this post. All right, what do we have this time? I have a force, a trap, an omniscient. Okay, I'll keep. I've had some nice hands today. 6-card hand for my opponent. All right, pro. That means they're not going to play into my trap, sadly. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to draw the good cards. I do think we were, I mean, the Flusterstorm didn't actually come into play in that game, but I do think we were rewarded for our deck building changes for our game 1 here. So now there is now there can theoretically be problems with like show and telling opponent vault key. Like in the previous game, if my opponent had show and told vault key, it's not actually going to win because I'm going to go through my deck, find my own vault key, and then there's a standoff, and the first person to activate loses, right? So they kept in vault key. But now I do need to be a little. I guess I have the Synchronous Duper to bounce, so maybe it's fine still. I guess that's not what he was what not me was saying in chat as well. So we should be able to. Interesting. I think this is an Ancestral on their upkeep, right? Just looks like an Ancestral on their upkeep. They know about Ancestral and Trap, so I can't really lure them into a false sense of security or anything. So if I Mystical for a Tinker, and then I go Saga, Tinker, a Citadel, or I could just stock up off of Saga. It's bad into the 1 Flusterstorm, but my opponent only has 3 cards in hand. Doesn't play into... I'm just going to do it, I think. Obviously, we can hit lands, but... I don't know. Most of the time, I feel like you just... slam the Tinker. Don't have to worry about show and tells or anything. Brainstorm, that's fine. I think we're in a good spot then, because even my force is not trappable. So they'd have to find double force here. GG's. Okay. All right. GG's. I will take it. Round 1 win. Okay, here we go. Round 2. What do we got? What do we got? Can a mental misstep get me to the point in this game where I'm winning? I kind of think the answer is no. Unless I immediately rip a show and tell. I kind of want to discard this hand. Is it crazy that I want to discard this hand? I have 3 mana on turn 1. But I don't have a force. I have both my black cards. I think this hand's just bad. I'm going to mulligan this hand. This hand is better, but it doesn't have any Moxen in it. Eric is... I think he usually has some amount of range. I don't think we need a stock up, but if they are on prison shops, then it makes keeping Flusterstorm really bad. Let me just do a quick double check on my on the history here. I haven't put in the new data from this week already. Okay, it's just normally Raker shops or Sphere shops, sometimes Jewel shops in the last month, but also played a lot of Lurrus and Dredge. So I thought, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he's got range. Let's put away the, let's make a bet and put away the Flusterstorm. Now I want that Mana Crib back, though. Mana Crib would be hella good here. Let's see if it's Raker shops or Jewel shops. Either way, we have no permission, so we kind of just have to hope we find some fast mana. Or maybe a force is okay on the first draw, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, we already mulliganed, though. I mean, this hand's better than our first hand, for sure. Oh, okay. We are not against shops. I want my Flusterstorm back. I would like my Flusterstorm back, please. I was thinking we could pitch the stock up because we already have a 3-mana spell, but... Underground Sea. So Beseech. Looks like Beseech or Doomsday. Could be Doomsday. I mean, now I wish I had Misstep and Flusterstorm back. Honestly, we should go back to our original hand. Our original hand had a Misstep and it had a turn 1 Demonic Tutor. It's okay. We're going to draw a Black Lotus or Mana Crypt or something. It's going to be sick. I drew another stock up. All right, well. I definitely wish I had that Flusterstorm that I bottomed. I did not have Doomsday in Eric's range, so that's my own fault. I definitely could have gotten rid of a stock up and had a Flusterstorm here, and I would be a little bit more happy. Oh, my lord. Yeah, that's not good. I'm representing the Flusterstorm. Oh, yeah, so it is Beseech. Okay. I don't think 3 life matters. So Beseech, 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 Beseech. Yeah, my first hand would have been very good against Beseech. Having a mental misstep, DT, or like go for a Tinker or whatever. I don't think we're going to win this game. We took a little bit of risk on our mulligans and it did not pay off. But maybe our opponent has no counter magic and we draw Mox here and we just go for it. I drew an Atraxa. All right, well. My deck was not kind to me on the 2 draws here. No counter magic, no fast mana. No land either. Not that I'm going to get a turn to do a land here. Even if I get the mana, now it's pretty unlikely my opponent ever has no counter spell. So this just looks like an L, sadly. We would have been slightly better off with a Flusterstorm and probably slightly better off with our original hand as well, but hard to predict if Beseech was coming out here. That's some of the value in swapping up your decks. Don't let yourself become predictable. Maybe it's just a Lauren revealed. He said, no. And that's 7 mana. It's going to be a hard cast Citadel. Looking like a hard cast Citadel to me. Can't Flusterstorm that anyways. We would have showed and tell a Citadel. That would have been bad. Oh, yeah. Beseech the Mirror. Feel the fear of my Flusterstorm that I don't have. Yeah. This game was rough. I still think I like mulliganing my opening hand. I definitely regret the Flusterstorm bottom, but sometimes you got to take that risk based on recent deck played. Yeah, the first hand gets a little bit better if I know they're on Beseech. I probably keep the first hand based on I have a mental misstep, right? Mental misstep is probably at its best versus Beseech, so. But I think if you don't know that your opponent's on Beseech, then you can't really take that. I think I like a Rav Trap here, actually. Is that crazy? These are the cards that I'm looking at. Again, I don't think I need a Vault Key here. The big reason I want Vault Key is because I want to be able to win the game on the spot versus decks where that matters. I don't think this is a deck where that matters. If I pass the turn with 7 pieces of counter magic, and I think I just win, so I'm going to do the same thing I did last time where I take out the Vault Key. I might not play the Rav Trap, though. Might just be too hard to fit that in. I don't even know how good it actually is. Then I had to cut one more card. Yo, what up, man? Misstep is good here, so I don't want to cut that. I already cut a Lorien. I don't really want to cut more mana. So what's the next cut? Kind of hard to figure that out, huh? I think this is one of the matchups where slow tutors are actually good. I guess it could be a dig. I mean, maybe it's just a stock up. Let me look at a Beseech list. How many Flusterstorms am I looking at? Like 3? 2 main, 3rd in the board, negation, possible Hull Breachers. That seems reasonable. Show and tell. Oh, yeah. I don't have a backup plan here, though. This is just have a force or lose. Okay. I can't even, like, time walk, you know? I just win the game, though, if I show and tell an omniscience here, even if they counter, like, even if they have double, I guess if they have double Mindbreak Trap, it could be a problem, but don't even play my land out. This is the bad sign. This is a bad sign. This is a very, very bad sign. This is a horrible sign. This is a horrible sign, a very bad sign. I wonder if I'm supposed to pass the turn if we're waiting on this. Probably not. I will play out the Academy and float a blue mana, so I'm representing Flusterstorm or something. Maybe they'll have a Citadel and they'll let it resolve. I think we're dead, by the way. I still think I'm always keeping this hand and making them have it. Oh, they had the 1 negation from the sideboard. Yeah, it's not good. They were only on 5 forces, right? Or do they have negations main? No, they don't have a negations main. They only have 5. I mean, I think you just jam every time. They have Ancestral too. Oh, Brainstorm. Okay. If I draw a Mana Crypt, does that not help me, does it? Well. That's not the worst draw. It would have been better for us if they had hit our Lotus with negation. That way we'd at least have a show and tell we're drawing too, you know? They did not use Ponder's ability. Okay. I mean, if we draw Mox, then we can time walk. We're still a few turns from doing anything, but stock up. That sounds way too good to let resolve here. I guess Omniscience is worse. All right. I don't think it's even that bad. But maybe it's that bad. They don't have black mana, so... Gataxian Probe. Please don't hold Reacher me. Surely. Surely they don't have Hold Breacher. All right, they have Thoughtseize, Beseech, Force of Negation. So they have 2 negations. All right. They have Hard Cast Negation right now. This is the problem with playing Beseech. That is one of the issues. Glad I countered the stock up, huh? I think they're gonna force my Mox if I draw it. Underground C. All right, all right. We're cooking. They drew something. Soul Ring. That's allowed. That is allowed. All right. Another mana. A Vamp. I see. That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. I don't know. A land, probably. See if they counter it. No. A Saga? Saga looks like it to me. This makes them counter my Time Walk, right? Obviously, I can't make constructs yet, but can they risk that? I don't think so. That seems like a big win for me. And like, if it doesn't make constructs, it's fine because it's gonna get a Mox anyways. That couldn't get negated. You couldn't get a spell there because if it got negated, it's too bad for you. 3 other cards in hand. Mox is my best draw, probably. Show and Tell. I mean, I got rid of my Omniscience, sadly. But I guess I still have a Citadel. Or an Atraxa. Oh, we're gonna have to live one more turn here. 7 cards in my opponent's hand. I found the black source. Oh, I'm gonna have to let that resolve. It's just gonna take the force anyways, right? I have too many payoffs. But this means they probably don't kill me on this turn unless they have a Tinker in their hand. Though it does mean they can hard cast a force on whatever I do for a payoff. So is this a Sapphire or is this a Soul Ring? I have enough blue, right? If I have an Academy. I guess I won't have enough blue to do Dig Through Time and Show and Tell, though. I assume they take force, right? I guess they could take Show and Tell. I'm gonna get to dig at that point, though. Should be interesting. I should F3, I guess, in case they take Show and Tell. Show and Tell is the payoff here. But if they have a force, then they could just take force, counter the Show and Tell, right? I think the Vamp was correct. All right, they took the Show and Tell. Okay. 3 other cards plus 2 Beseeches in my opponent's hand. So Fluster. All right, so I think we're gonna get a Sapphire. The more blue, the better. And then I'm gonna use... Do I want to wait on this dig? Not really. It's pretty bad if they have a 3rd negation, but they shouldn't have a 3rd negation. I can pay for a Flusterstorm. Hard cast force. Seems like a Flusterstorm. They didn't know about the Fluster, but they have so much mana, it's hard to get this Fluster to have value. So they have Beseech and Beseech, 2 unknowns. And I'm going to resolve a dig, and I have a force still. Looking for like force show and tell here, probably. Force show and tell makes the most sense. Oh, they have a force. Okay, so their last two cards are Beseech. But if I don't counter this, I have nothing going for me. Yeah, I'll force back. All right, so now I definitely want to see show and tell force. Show and tell Fluster. Show and tell Atraxa. So if they draw Dark Ritual, they win. All right. I take show and tell. How close am I to casting this Citadel? If I took Jet Soul Ring, no, I can't cast it. Have I played a land drop? Haven't played a land drop. I could theoretically take Delta Fluster, but if they have a Dark Ritual, they just still kill me, right? Yeah. They still kill me. Yeah, I guess technically Fetch Jet does cast Citadel. I think I just take Show and Tell Atraxa. Because I don't think Fluster does anything. I guess if they draw exactly Force, I would have to draw exactly a mana, and then my Fluster would be turned on. Don't think that's what I'm going to do. All right. Please don't rip a Black Lotus or a Dark Ritual or a Demonic Tutor or a Tinker, or there's a lot of things that kill me, huh? All right, they didn't hit it. Did they hit a counter spell though? See if I draw the land or my Fluster Storm would be good. All right. So are we putting in Atraxa? I assume we're putting in Atraxa, right? Am I going to get punished here for not taking Flusterstorm? Yep. Oh, okay. That one we were never beating. That's really rough. All right. I think I'm in trouble now. They have so many outs and we don't have as many outs. Oh, another miss. Yeah, that's a problem. Almost at Citadel. If we draw exactly a jet. Fetch from them. They're one black source away from Beseech killing us as well. Yeah, we could have played around top deck Fluster. I think the thing that had the most merit was taking Flusterstorm, so you could hope to draw an island, so you could counter a top deck force. But even that, they already used two forces. Like, I don't want to fetch. Oh, I do want to fetch here. I do want to fetch here. Oh wait, what was in the yeah? Because the jet's on the bottom of my library from the dig, right? So I do want to fetch. All right, I'm looking for Jet Petal Lotus, Show and Tell, DT. Lots of hits. Both sides have a bajillion hits. They have a black source as a hit now, so that's really bad for me. Flusterstorm. No, not like this. I don't think Flusterstorm's ever getting the job done here. Lotus is in exile. True. Very true. Maybe they'll draw a third Beseech. Mana Crypt. Why are we playing that? Just for mana? Uh-oh. That's a bad sign. Tinker. You don't want to fetch first. All right, 10 life Citadel, or 12 life Citadel. Yeah, it's not great. Definitely want to hold that fetch. I think they're going to kill us here no matter what. Don't think we drew very well, sadly. They just had a freaking Beseech off the top to start here. If they just immediately go Yogwell, I can't do anything about it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I let it resolve, we're just dead, so... Don't think we have any outs. Tinker for Lotus, cast Beseech. Seems like it would be good. Yeah, but that's not style, man. It's not style. Now they have it here. All they have to do is Tinker for Lotus now. So they pay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 1 mana left. They go Mana Crypt, Mox, Tinker, Lotus, Beseech again, Tendrils. Sad. I don't know. This game was pretty close for having our all-in hand countered, right? We had multiple chances to win this game. I think our dig through time failed us. Our dig through time was what? 6 mana sources? It was like dig through time was 5 mana sources. Show it. Maybe it was 4 mana sources. Show and tell attracts a fluster. Kind of needed a force. I don't know. Like I said, I could have done some other things. I could have taken the lands to play Citadel. I could have taken Fluster to theoretically play around something, but I think putting in an Atraxa is better than putting in a whatever. Sure. I think putting in an Atraxa is better than putting in a Citadel from the spot we were in, so I think it made sense to do so. Kind of sad. But I did keep a pretty bad hand in game 1. Couldn't have known, though. Could not have known. Could never make going back to you. I don't really know what's going on. I think this is very straightforward for my opponent. They know the cards in my hand. Oh, they don't know Atraxa, I guess, but yeah. If I could cast the Flusterstorm, I would have taken it. But I had to draw a mana source to even cast the Flusterstorm, so I feel like it wasn't worth it. They had also already used 2 forces of will. So what just happened? They just like let the Yogwell get countered and then they're gonna play Tendrils. I'm so confused. I don't understand what's going on. They just vamp for Tendrils at 4 life, maybe? I think my opponent is finding a way to get rid of this game from their side, but I think my opponent just... I don't know what they mysticaled for, though. Okay, well, I think they vamped for Tendrils and then realized they had 4 life. So we get another turn. Stock up. This doesn't actually do anything. I can tinker for a black. I mean, I can tinker for a black source, but I have to take a land to do that. Oh, my stock ups and my dig through times are betraying me. I mean, I'm definitely gonna take the Mindbreak Trap, right? I have to take the Mindbreak Trap. I guess I'll just take a fetch land. I mean, this Tinker's awful. I guess I take the Tinker because I can spend a turn turning it into a black mana. That's so stupid. No, is that really what I want to do? All right, whatever. I think my deck is betraying me. Well, they don't have Yoggle anymore, and they're naturally drawing a Tendrils right now. So I don't think we're dead. They have to make sure this Tendrils kills me, right? I guess they have Beseeches still. I feel like they're gonna win anyways. I feel like they're very easily going to win anyways. Maybe they'll go to 1 and they won't be able to force or something. They should just Beseech for a force. Or it's Fluster or something. It should be pretty easy for them. Still. My stock up just needed to hit like Mox Show and Tell or something. Or like DT. I don't know. Something. What? Not Mind Break Trap Tinker. Let me tell you that much. Not Mind Break Trap Tinker. There's the Beseech for a. I can't counter this. I don't believe. Oh wait, they can't get a force, but they could get like a trap or something. A Fluster Storm. Anything works. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to trap this, because that would even put the Storm to 6 anyways, so. If I hit like a force and a Mind Break Trap, that at least like has a chance of winning. Oh, is it only if you're casting immediately? You're right. Damn. All right. Well, so for some reason, I don't think this Mind Break Trap is working, but I'll try. You never know. They could have messed it up again. I just did not have the heart of the cards in this game. Nothing worked the way I needed it to work. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes your dig through time and your stock up are both not double demonic tutor. Cast with bargain. Okay. I mean, go off, fam. I'm so confused. What's happening, chat? I don't understand. Do they board out this Tendrils? I don't think so. I think they tutored for it. I don't understand. We're just chilling. Well, we thought we were in garbage time last turn, but then they messed up and we got another turn. I think we're dead again. We did lose this ages ago, but then our opponent gave us another turn and we cast a stock up and then we lost it again. It's incredible. We've lost this game multiple times now. No, I don't think they did. Ancestral, sure. Yeah. I don't think we're going to game 3, right? We died in round... Yeah, we lost game 1. We kept a medium hand and they killed us. Is Storm the best vintage deck? I don't even think Storm is a good vintage deck. I think it's just, like, fine. I don't think Storm has put up a 50% win rate in a while now. Since like the first week it was good. What is happening, man? I don't understand. I still don't understand how the Yogg-Weathel got countered. I don't know. Probe, yeah, I have a mind break trap. Show me the counter spell. Oh man. I think they figured it out. They got a counter. They got a force. Yeah, all right. Oh man. We're dead. We've been dead too. Yeah, I will cast Fang 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Trap you. F6. What is this? Black, white? Oh, yeah, it's force. That's what I thought. I don't know why this takes so long. Very confused. All right. Void Edge. I mean, did you watch the Tony stream? I don't know if anyone has ever drawn better hands than Tony ever in Magic. it was an extremely impressive performance. I don't even get to look at my top cards, so I don't even get to know. Sag. All right, ad break next round. All right, here we go. Round 3. Blue combo player across the table. Let's see what we got. Also blue control player. Just a blue player. Let's put it that. Oh, all right, Lurrus. So probably Lurrus Breach or Lurrus Control. This hand is broken. I keep. This is what I'm talking about. You can just 1% draw them out every time. No problem. I guess I can probe to see what they're looking at first, right? Is there no downside to that? I guess there's downside that it costs life to do that. Which is a downside. Also, I can keep the probe for after I tinker a Citadel. I have a tinker. I have a force. Can you win? Force of negation. Pitching Thunder Trap Trainer. Force of will. Pitching Show and Tell. They have double force. They have double force. All right. Bolus of Citadel. I have a Flusterstorm on top already, not me. Already. Do I keep that one or do I probe through it? I have how many lands in my deck? Like 10? I have like 10 lands in my deck. I actively have 10 lands in my deck. I think I'm gonna save the life. All right, their hand is Soul Ring, Stock Up. Oh, maybe a PO deck. That's cool. Soul Ring, Force of Will. All right, your move, opponent. Bobble. Oh, they drew a Mock so they can cast the turn 1 Stock Up now. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna force it. Flash. Great. I think I just keep the flash. I think I need the life in case I hit Omniscience, right? Oh, I can't even draw cards. I don't have any. Omniscience isn't even good. I told you this was a bad Citadel deck. I told you this was a bad Citadel deck. All right, are we free? Is this Lorien reveal get me there? All right, we're not free yet. All right, I go to 2. Did I have a mystical on top there that I could have cast, or was it this mental misstep? How much mana do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 mana. I'm just gonna pass. I can't cast this though, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. This is a 10 mana card, yeah? I can live though, so I'm just gonna wait. Though I actually don't have any draw spells, even if I put in Omniscience into play. Actually, I guess I will after I play this stock up. I cannot Mystical for Tinker, and I don't have Yogwill. All right, your move, opponent. I mean, I counted 9. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I counted 9. It was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I probably should have Mystical first there. It's fine. All right. I will take infinite turns then. Okay. Oh man, what a mess. All right, got our first win here. We're up against blue-black Lurrus PO, it looks like. I would consider playing Trap, Negation, Flusterstorm. Wait, where have I heard this before? It's the exact same cards I've been playing every round. This time, I do think I like taking out Mystical, though. One Lorien, one Mystical, one Time Vault, one Key. Yeah, see, I think you want Vault Key, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, these aren't the matchups where I think it's necessary, though. But I've boarded it out every single game for counter magic. But maybe I'm supposed to keep it in. I don't want to keep it in. I'm holding true to my convictions here. These also aren't the decks that are null rotting me, so it's kind of weird. Ugh. 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 This is a mulligan. I hate this dig through time. This hand's good. This hand is quite good. I can bait them with Ancestral. Classic. That's a lot of Moxen you got there. Stock up. Broken! I don't know what a blue-black Lurrus list even looks like these days. How many Mindbreak traps does it have? So do I play around Mindbreak Trap, or do I play around a counterspell by... I think I'm just supposed to cast Ancestral. Try to get him to... I'm supposed to fetch first. Wait, if I show and tell an Omniscience, I can't even win. I don't have any draw spells. What am I doing here? I guess I'm baiting with a show and tell. I don't know. I needed to draw an action spell off the top of my library, not a land, right? My deck has so few lands in it. It's like 11 lands or something. Okay. Hopefully I don't put in like a land in Flusterstorm. Oh no, I'm gonna get pyroblasted. I don't think waiting helps though. They almost certainly have Pyroblast. Yep. They blast the Ancestral? Huh? Untap, blast it again. I wish my draw was not a land, man. I could have played the game. Shouldn't have cut the Lorien. Should have cut a fetch land, huh? I could have cut an island for a fetch land, for a Lorien, maybe. Snap, Pyro. Wizard for Pyro? Oh, come on, man. There's no way. Fuck me, man. Guess I lose. Guess I lose. It's like not a bad draw though. Just need to draw on a track so the. I don't have brainstorm in this deck, so I can just fetch an F6. I don't think we really live, but we can always imagine that we're living. I mean, they resolved turn 1 stock up. What was the chance we were going to win anyways? 0. No, I got it. You don't really need to put cards back. You don't even have that many fetch. I mean, you have like Lorians, I guess, are pseudo fetches, but I don't know, man. I did my best. It just wasn't very good. Do they have Vexing Bobble in their deck? Probably can concede to that. I guess that's a good reason to play out the Mox Pearl. I think they have a hard cast negation too, for what it's worth, because they didn't buy Lurrus last turn. I mean, you can play Citadel. You have Show and Tell, and you have black mana. I draw Citadel every game, every time. So that's not, I always have brainstorm in those other decks. It's not like it helps me. Yeah, my opponent definitely has another counterspell. I don't know. What'd I do wrong? Is it PO on my upkeep? Yeah. Okay, sure. Cool. All right. Well, I tried. Or should I bring the Lorien back in and take one of the islands out? I'm gonna draw no lands because I did this. I would like to never register the card Dark Ritual if I'm not playing Doomsday. I do not like Dark Ritual. Really bad magic card. Dark Ritual is not basically Black Lotus, actually. Oh, I can't play the game. I have 4 lands out of my 10 lands. Ay. This is a hand where an Ancient Doom would actually be good, though. I'm gonna look in this hand. Okay. That's the plan. I'm gonna only keep 1, I believe. Somehow playing against Pyroblast does not feel real. Are there Pyroblast decks in Vintage? I was not aware. This has not gone very well. We're playing another spell? Oh, we're just holding open Pyroblast. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. In fact, I would consider that to be a bad sign. That's a good sign, but it's so slow. We're just 4-color Monkey PO, huh? Time Walk? I don't think I'm flustering Time Walk. Huh? Nope. No, it's not Breach. It's just 4-color Monkey PO. Wizard PO. This is also Pyroblast for what it's worth. I don't have... I need to draw Force of Will. Perfect. Perfect draw. It's okay. Now I have something to put into play after I draw Black Lotus next turn. So it's the most obvious Pyroblast of all time. Oh, Flusterstorm. Oh, wait, what? I guess it's resolving? There was never a Pyroblast, chat. Or maybe they don't have second Volcanic Island in their deck. Who knows? Citadel? I don't think so. I think Attract is better. Okay. Enchantment, artifact, instant, sorcery. So that's force. And then Lorien over DT? Yeah, so I can have force, blue card, and Mindbreak Trap. Though I guess I theoretically do have Lotus DT right now, but I can't do anything with that kind of play, right? Well, there was originally one UC, and islands are a lot better than UCs. I have jets and delta and petals and stuff. So I mean, I specifically put a second underground sea to make it easier to cast the Citadel when we drew it. I think I'd rather have force, so I'm going to take this a land too. Okay, it wasn't actually clicked. Take those 5. Play out my Lotus. Yes. Now, next turn I have Hardcast Citadel, and I still have Force Mindbreak Trap, and I still have an Attraction in play. Yeah, Not Me doesn't draw bad cards ever. It's very lucky. He's a very lucky gamer. I'm surprised that Show and Tell resolved. Snap. Time Walk, I guess. Yeah, we don't need this Atraxa to win. You got it. MTGO Shuffle Cheater has been called. All right. I mean, sometimes the Show and Tell resolves, I guess. Blue, white, blue. Is that PO? For 2? I don't think so. Show and Tell did resolve last game. If they want Pyroblast this is fine. I'm okay with that. I guess I could take 2 damage. It is pyroblasting. All right. Could have resolved the PO. All right, Citadel at 15. Another test, though there are a lot of lands are out of our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 3 lands left in our deck. I think I'd rather save a mana. What? Where'd they draw these cards, man? All right. Am I gonna lose this game? Lurrus Bobble? They draw a land, they have Lurrus Bobble here. Okay. They didn't buy Lurrus. Does that mean they have Force? They know about this Hardcast Trap, right? I thought for sure my Citadel resolving. Yo, what's up, True Hero Raiders? Hopefully Pioneer was acceptable. It's been, what, 4 hours? So maybe it went okay. Thanks for the raid, though. Hope you had a good stream. Good luck with the new child. Boom, boom, boom. Mega Saga token. Mega Saga token. Sapphire? Soul Ring? I guess Soul Ring. Attack with the construct. I think we're still winning this game, but kind of interesting that they got this close after we resolved an Atraxa. And our opponent didn't really draw any cards, right? They just like snapped a Time Walk. Like we countered Stock Up and we countered PO. They just naturally drew the right cards to stay alive, which is pretty sick. By Lurrus time? All right. I have a Flusterstorm and a Mindbreak Trap, so I don't think the Lurrus is getting the job done here. This doesn't change anything. Can I cast this and still cast all my other stuff? I guess if I can, then I should have done it pre-combat anyways. 1, 2, 3. I still have enough to cast everything, right? I do. I should have done this pre-combat then. Maybe they have a Pyroblast. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. Brainstorm. Sure. All right. All right. I think we snuck one there, but we'll definitely take it. All right. On to round 4. On the play versus a possible Oath of Druids players. Show and tells could get a little crazy here. Do we keep this and hope our opponent show and tells? I don't know, man. It seems a little dicey. Imagine if our time vault was not a time vault, though. What is the chance that my opponent is on show and tell oath and I get them to resolve a show and tell? Also, do I win if they resolve a show and tell? That's another question. Like, I put an Omniscience into play, but what if they just like have a Beseech you? You know, like what if they just go land Beseech you? Kill your Omniscience. I'm thinking this is a mulligan. I'm pretty sure this is a mulligan. I'm like very, very sure, but like, oh, you know, maybe. Oh, wait, they are not going to be on Oath. They are mostly a Lurrus player. They just sometimes play Oath. All right, I'm off it. Mulligan. Yeah, I guess it's better, but it's not much better. It's really not much better. Like, it's pretty bad. It's not good. It's certainly not good. I don't know. It's bad though. I mean, it's a keep though, right? Island go. End of turn. Mystical Ancestral. Get my Ancestral counter. Play a Saga. What are we thinking? I mean, I'm not mulliganing this, so I mean, I could mulligan this. I am on the play. We could go hard. Nah, it seems fine. Get this key out of my face, and then we go. I think it's a keep. Also, I don't think my opponent's here, actually. Shouldn't have used all my clock. Could have got him. All right, opponent has chosen 6-card keep. Or 6-card, not keep yet. I'm going to keep a 6-card keep. Keep. Oh. All right. I'm thinking Island go. They kept 5 cards. Let's see what they got for us here. If they show and tell, at least we have a Traxa. You know? I'm gonna take it. Oh, what if I took Flash, chat? Oh my god, I could have taken Flash. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm bad at this game, but that does tell them the secret though. All right. Well, I'll respond to that. Don't think you were supposed to cast. Oh, they have a negation. Time walk. All right. Well, all right. You got me. My bad. My bad. Okay, it is Oath. It is Oath. Okay, all right. We're hiding the fact that we have an Atraxa. If they show and tell an Oath, we're in a good spot. Oh, they kept the card on top. That is bad. Please do not go Orchard Oath, man. Please don't do that. All right, Mox. Show and tell? Oko. Oko's probably okay. I mean, I'm casting stock up. I'm not making stuff, right? I mean, I could make stuff, but I don't really want to. Omniscience, stock up, probe. So the question is it Omniscience stock up or is it probe stock up? I guess it's just probe stock up. All right, their last card is Oath. Oh, shit. So I guess playing the Soul Ring out kind of hurt me. I wish I had that Omniscience. And the Strip Mine. Oh, wait. No, we actually lose here because now I have to draw a land. Oh, wow. I lost the game. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. Okay, I threw this game. This was a completely winnable game, and I threw it away. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, the one of Strip Mine off the top was a little unfortunate. I shouldn't have played the Soul Ring. Why did I play the Soul Ring? Was there any reason to play the Soul Ring? Chat, what are you doing? Help! Stop me from doing bad things. Oh, man. I guess I lost. Damn. I threw this game so badly. If I just don't play the Soul Ring, I can still go... Yeah. Like, what's the point of having chat if I don't even get an advantage? I mean, I know why I did it. I was, like, trying to play a 1-mana counterspell. I mean, I know why I did it. It was just wrong. All right, I'm going to bring the portal, and I'm going to bring in trap, negation, fluster. So 1 extra card this time. Bolt key, island, misstep. And... Oh, man, I played that game so badly. I really did. I could have easily won that game, and I just played like a buffoon. Why am I playing so fast? I don't need to play so fast. I can just play a little bit slower. Sorry. Like, I just need to hold... I don't have any reason to play the Soul Ring. Like, if their last card is Oath, it's really bad to play the Soul Ring. I don't know why. I thought about it. Like, it crossed my mind. I know I thought about it before I made the play. I just, like, don't know how I got to the point where I, like, thought about it, knew the downsides, and then played it anyways. How's that happen? Just play slower. There's, like, no reason to play that fast. Like, even if I get strip mine there, it's not even bad. Because I can... I also think I was probably supposed to keep Omniscience and not keep Probe. Yeah, I mean, that's why I did it. It's for Flusterstorm. But, like, what does Flusterstorm do? Nothing. There's, like, no reason to... There's no reason to get a Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm is completely useless. So, like... Like, if my opponent's last card is Oath, then it's just so bad for me to play Soul Ring, right? There's no reason to run into that when Flusterstorm is not doing anything anyways. Like, if they were show and telling, it was fine, right? Because I was just putting a thing in. I guess if they had drawn stock up, if they had no cards in their hand that were good and they drew stock up, then you'd want to have a Flusterstorm, right? So, I don't know. Like, I thought about Oko turning on my thing if they draw an Oath off the top, but I don't know. Just, like, making my own life difficult. Like, if I'm trying to maximize my mana, play 1-mana counterspell, then yeah, it makes sense to do what I did. But I think I need to be playing around the worst case scenario of my opponent having or top decking a thing. Okay. So I'm going to take Negation Lorien. Play this game out cautiously here. We'll eventually cast a Dig Through Time. All right. Like, I actually think of the matchups that are good, this one should be pretty reasonable, though Beseech is kind of annoying, for sure. Both. If my opponent forces back here, I can force back. I think it's okay. If they have double force, then this play is bad, but I feel like hard casting negation is actually quite good for me here. Pedal. Does that let me cast Dig right now? Should, right? Kind of a sick draw. That's a lot of Flusterstorms. I'm thinking I'm going to take stock up Sapphire so I can hold open more Flusterstorms this turn. And it lets me cast, am I getting trapped? Is that what's happening? Seems like I'm getting trapped. Seems okay, though. They still have 6 cards in their hand. That or they're just double queuing games, right? I don't know. I'm kind of restless today, seems. I have a lot of energy, apparently. Not thinking things through, just jamming. I didn't have that much caffeine. I had normal amount of caffeine. Kind of weird. If they trap this, they didn't trap it. They have a vigor though. Maybe that's what they have. No. All right. I don't know what's going on. Stock up. It's a very easy Flusterstorm. Flusterstorms are so good right now. Definitely want to try to fit them in your decks. Ancestral. Would I rather cast this Ancestral? I think so. I'm like pretty okay playing into negations as well. Force. I'll fluster. It just like seems like great value flusters here. Just 1 for 2, draw 3. This is kind of the advantage of having Moxen though. You get to have more mana to cast Flusterstorms and stuff. Okay. Let's see. They're down to 3 cards now. So I'm looking like we're in a good spot. Let's see what this Ancestral draws. Actually, kind of annoying cards to draw. But it's okay. Only 1 more land left. This does cover us a bit, though. Though I'm not sure that I don't think our Atraxa triggers are better than their Atraxa triggers because of Beseech. Is it worth Mysticaling for something, though? I don't really think it is. Just going to cast Stock Up. Oh, well, sure. Oh, yeah, maybe Flash would have been good. The second time we missed a Mystical for Flash. Yeah. It's been a while since I played this Flash decks. But yeah, I think Mystical for Flash would have been pretty good there. Straw's not bad, though. I was thinking I was going to pitch this Mystical to Force. I don't really want to... Yeah, I'm okay with either of these. I mean, when they pass priority, I can just yield through the turn. And then if they don't, I can F3. I don't know. It's like not... So I don't worry about it. I'm going to pass. Or am I going to Time Walk? Time Walk. I think getting a bunch of extra mana is actually good here. Again, I still don't think I want to show and tell. So I guess how am I going to put this in play if I don't show and tell? Because I don't have a Black Lotus anymore, and I don't have enough lands in my deck to play this. I guess I'm actually an Emerald away. I'd rather like try not to cast show and tell this game because it feels like it gives them an out. I guess I could upkeep Flash and see if I want a Mystical. Well, if I use F6, I wouldn't. If I use F8, I would, but I can just like click fast enough that I can just undo my F6. I don't know. You can also do things like yield until next unstep or whatever. Yield until the next turn. Demonic. Probe. I guess a probe is kind of interesting, but these are all... It's a lot of sorceries here. I'll take a Mind Break Trap and a Cataxian Probe. I guess I could DT for... I actually don't have any black sources left. I actually think I have to show and tell. I don't really want to, though. I guess I can just probe and see what's up. Oh, maybe I can cast... I guess Omniscience makes me get more mana. Or sorry, Black Lotus, Soul Ring, DT. This is like not a lot of counter magic though. If I take this, it's pretty rough in terms of counter magic. I mean, we haven't won yet. I don't think it's that easy. I don't even have like a win off the Omniscience. I'm trying to play around cards, chat. We literally lost game 1 because I didn't play around cards. So like I should try playing around some cards, right? I don't think I'm DTing this turn. I think I'm holding up Hardcast Trap. All right, my opponent doesn't want to play anymore. But like, so the only way I lose the game is if I show and tell and let my opponent put an Atraxa in play. So I have to think of some ways to get a little creative here and lengthen the game out so I can put Omniscience into play without show and telling it. So like DT for Academy, right? Because I don't have a Lotus anymore. I don't have a Petal anymore. I can't actually even play my Citadel anymore. So it's just a weird spot where I have all the resources in the world, so I should just play around all the ways I can possibly lose. Though even then, my opponent can just have a Beseech you know? Maybe this is a match where you do want Vault Key then. I mean, I have a sync. I don't think I need it. I just don't want Vault Key in my deck at all. I think that's the end all be all. I had the Jet. Yeah, maybe I still had the Jet. You're right. I didn't have the Lotus. Says. Like I am still going to show and tell into my opponent sometimes, but like if I can not do that, then that's okay. This hand kind of sucks. I don't have the Atraxa. I put the Portal in because it's a nice anti-show and tell card. But it's not exactly good. I'm gonna mulligan this hand, even though I have mana. Just need to have some counter magic, probably. At least this has an Atraxa. Let's put the Academy away. What we got, opponent? You kept a 7 pretty quick. What are we jamming? Nothing? Everything? Anything? My hand's kind of garbage, so... All right, Jet. Go. Pearl. All right, I will be able to hold up Flash by playing Pearl, so I should play Pearl. Vamp. Okay. Let's see what my opponent chooses to do here. Is it Orchard Oath? All right, I'm gonna cast a Flash. They have counter magic too, and they don't even have. Ugh, this went so badly. Can't even like get a mind break trap off this because this is their second spell. Yeah, I think we're just dead here. To our opponent's good draw. I can bounce that with if I draw a blue card, a blue land, but that seems unlikely. I can't trap this because they only played 2 spells. That buys me a turn. I can still possibly win this game. It's pretty bad though. Yeah, that doesn't do it. I don't know. This is like you just have to accept that sometimes Oath is going to do this to you. But the big problem is I threw away game one that was winnable, right? That's the real problem here. Yeah, they hit a force off this and an Oko. They might have boarded all their... oh, there's a show and tell there still. Force, Orchard, Oko, Earl. They didn't keep the Atraxa? Interesting. Don't actually think this matters, but maybe I get the force out of them. Ancestral is their draw for turn. Mystical. I just like can't resolve multiple spells, right? Maybe they don't have a Gaia's Blessing though. I don't have like a... I don't have anything though. I can't really mystical. All right. They have a force at 19. It's probably not going to be enough. They have no Beseech's left. Like even a Vexing Bubble wouldn't do it here unless they tapped out like this for some reason. This is surely going to find multiple forces, right? 1, 2... probably 2 forces. Their own Vexing Bobble. Sure, friend. I hate Vexing Bobble in that deck. I don't think it's... I think you should never play it. It doesn't really matter, though. That's fine. Guess it stops my Omniscience, though. All right, now they're gonna crack it in case. What if if I had a needle in my deck? Sure. And this gets forced. Yeah. Oh, they have a negation as well. Okay, so we're dead. Yeah, like I said, like this game, we just can't win, right? No matter what, our opponent's draw is just like way too strong. It's one of their top tier best draws. So you lose these games, but the problem isn't losing these games. The problem is losing game one, where we absolutely should have won the game if we had just played correctly, and we just played badly, let ourselves get punished, and that is the big problem. You don't always get 3 games to give, like you don't always have games to give in Vintage. You have to be able to give away a game just to variance, and to do that, you need to make sure that you don't throw away any of the games that you can win. All right, here we go. Round 5. See if we can play tight versus our 61 card opponent. Looks like they've got a cat. We do not have a Lorien in this hand, so we can't keep it, sadly. Oh, okay. I would really like my Ancestral not to get countered here, but I'm not sure I have that ability. Definitely will play it on upkeep. I don't have the ability I mean, I could wait. It's just Lurrus, right? We do have Misstep Bait, true. We can play around Flusterstorm, so... I don't know, chat. Would you cast this Ancestral in their upkeep? I think I'm going to. Or would you wait? Do you have patience? Anyone in chat have patience here? All right, we're in good shape now. I'm waiting for like the Montolio to come in and say, "Yeah, I would wait." Someone who's got the patience. All right, currently no payoff for our show and tell, but we got lots of counter magic now, so that's good for us. I could really use food. Ooh, Thundering Falls. Kept on top. Blue, red, Black Lotus. Uh-oh. Is this a Monkey PO? Is this Lurrus Breach? Is this Gifts Ungiven? Could be Gifts Ungiven. Is that a main phase? Oh, it's an Underworld Breach. Does that mean I have to counter this? That the only reason they'd ever do this is they have a Brain Freeze in their hand. I guess theoretically I can Flusterstorm every copy but one. I mean, they clearly have a Brain Freeze. There's no reason you would cast this Breach without it, right? They're super far away from Lurrus now. I'm trying to figure out if I should pitch cast this. I'm going to pitch cast my show and tell. Force back up down to 2, pitching a force. Flusterstorm your force. Glad I pitch cast it. Are they gonna brain freeze me for a bajillion? Merchant for Ancestral? Love it. Love it. Love that for us. All right, one card in my opponent's hand. They do have a cat, but no black mana. I have 1,000,000 mana and 1 land in my hand. Force of Will. All right. I mean, I had to make the play I made to win the game, though. If I had hard cast the force, I would have lost. I can hard cast Citadel. I can't hard cast that yet. I mean, they probably have a spell, right? Probably have a negation maybe in this last card. It's got to be negation last card because they're not buying Lurrus. That's a good one. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. They did have a brain freeze last card, right? Oh, no, they didn't have a brain freeze. They had a merchant scroll. They don't have a brain freeze. They had a merchant scroll. Show and tell, stock up. I guess if this gets forced, it's kind of bad for me. I just like let it get forced if it gets forced. All right. Lorien and Force. Cast without paying its mana cost with Omniscience. Let's get a Traxa. It could be fun. I guess I should be careful that I don't get brain freezed here, right? Let's go Saga, Time Vault, Time Walk, Omniscience. Done. And then I'm at 24 copies. So yeah, let's just cast a Time Walk and go to the next turn. I guess I have a Flusterstorm still too, so. All right, I played around that, so that's good. All right. I played around that shit. I like it. I have lost to things like that before when playing PO. You got to be careful. All right, so Breach, we're placing another Pyroblast deck. Another Pyroblast deck. Should we bring in the Sphinx? I don't think so, but we could. They can't kill the Sphinx. It's unkill. I guess they can chain the Sphinx. I want negation. I want traps. I want Flusterstorm. We played the same kind of decks over and over again today. Nothing like outside of blue, huh? Yeah, I mean, we all know I'm capable of playing better, right? I just don't always do that. Yeah. I don't know, like I keep boarding out this Volt Key. Is it wrong? Oh, this is actually a matchup where I can board out Mystical is nice. I mean, I kind of want to keep Volt Key in this matchup because it's non-pyroblastable. So I'm going to keep it this time. I feel like we played against a Pyroblast deck before and I took it out, but maybe I should just keep it against all the Pyroblast decks. Maybe take out like an Omniscience, maybe, and we'll take out one Lorien. That's a lot of lands to take out. Maybe that's too many. I don't know. Try it. I'm so hungry. I need food. I think this hand is just bad. Like, yeah, we can do Saga Gaming, but is that really what we want to be doing? I mean, maybe. Has Saga Gaming ever actually worked for anyone in the history of Vintage, though? I'm not really sure it ever has. Well, I think this is just a trap. I think this is like the Saga Gaming people will be like, yeah, this is going to single-handedly win the game by itself. Saga's broken. And then it's just actually not good. To be fair, if one of our blue cards was a Force of Will, I would keep this hand, so. But it's not, so I'm going to mulligan. All right. That's an interesting one. We needed a payoff after our Omniscience, like a draw spell after our Omniscience, but could be interesting. Ooh, they've got the mana drain, mana open, baby. Saga is definitely one of the most overrated cards of all time. It's crazy. Hey, that's a payoff. I think I'm going to wait a turn here, though. I don't really like jamming in here against like Mindbreak Trap and Flusterstorm and everything. I'm just going to wait one more turn. I could always hardcast a Lorien Revealed, too. Crap. All right, I'm going to force this, not pitching anything. I don't know if I like that play, but at least it gives me some outs here. There are not too many blue-white decks that want Lavinia. I think Lavinia is kind of a hard card to play and not always good either. Like Lavinia really needs to come into play on turn 1, and blue-white casting cost is very hard. There are still people who play Lavinia, but there are definitely less Lavinias going around. Even with Saga Restriction, it's still kind of hard to play Lavinia in your Esper Lurrus deck too, so. And then it was like at its best at getting cast on turn 1 against as PO, and those decks don't really exist anymore. And when they do exist, they opt for better cards than Lavinia. Cards that are like actually helping their engine, like Thunder Trap Trainers and that kind of stuff. You feel like we've lost this game. Yeah, it seems likely. Our opponent had Sapphire, Ancestral, is pausing on my Force of Will. It's not a good spot. I'm not going to disagree with that. But what was I going to do? Mindbreak Trap. God bless. I wanted to play around Mindbreak Trap, but yeah, I guess so. Notion Thief? No, Notion Thief should probably never have seen Vintage play. I don't even think it was good when it did see play, so. And they have a Vamp? Okay. I mean, this is hard to beat. I guess I theoretically could have not countered the Ancestral, but that still is also going to be very hard for us to beat, so. I'm not sure. What are they vamping for if they've already cast Ancestral? Maybe they just have Breach combo at this point. Yep. Or they can go Lurrus Lotus, maybe. Are they casting Gifts Ungiven? Okay. I think that means we die, right? I can't imagine we're living through that. I mean, Notion Thief was seeing some random play in a Grixis Thieves deck at one point in time, but it wasn't like a lot of play, I don't believe. I don't think that deck was very good. All right, so I'm choosing cards to go into their graveyard. I'm going to put Time Walk and Breach in their graveyard and try to get myself a turn, though they're going to GT for a Force, so it doesn't really help me. But if I give them a Time Walk... What if I give them a Time Walk and a Freeze? Then they would need to... they would have to find another Breach? That doesn't seem easy to do. Okay, I'm going to put Breach and Demonic Tutor in the yard and let you go Time Walk Brain Freeze and see what it goes. All right. Do you have a second Breach in hand already? If you have a second Breach in hand, you have a second Breach in hand. That's fine. Stock up. All right. Classic Gifts Ungiven. 4 mana, do nothing. So if I draw a land here and they don't have a Pyroblast, we could still win the game. That's not a very good one. I can't really even afford a Lorien, can I? I mean, I have to give myself the option of drawing next turn, right? Yeah, I mean... I do think we've lost the game anyways, but the fact that Gifts Ungiven was so bad is really funny to me. Now, should they have made the pile they made? Probably not. They just ate the Underworld Breach, really? Don't you want to be able to Lurrus that back? Kind of confusing. They know my hand, so flashing end of turn is not going to be very helpful. We got probed in this game. They just found the second Underworld Breach. Seems good. Well, they cast a 4 mana spell and didn't win the game with it, so... Certainly not an ideal choice. I'm just gonna run it back. There's no way you would ever Rav Trap them, right? I don't feel like you would. I played really badly, though. I probably was supposed to let the Ancestral resolve and play around. I like talked about playing around Mindbreak Trap by making the play I made. Oh my god. Yes. I see. I think I'm going to play around Mindbreak Trap again. Maybe I'm not going to play around Mindbreak Trap. I want to, though. I can. I just like can't really hold up Flusterstorm off of Lotus, though. It's kind of shit. I guess I could just fully wait. And maybe I can get Ancestral and Fluster and just like play Super Patient. Could happen. They're on a mull to 5, though. I mean, if I just... I don't know. There's like a lot of timing windows you can choose here. Like I'm going to go Sapphire, Lotus, Jet. And then I think I'm going to say go. I could also just go like Sapphire, Ancestral, but then I'm not holding up Flusterstorm. And then even if you make the play of play everything out, say go, then what am I doing? Am I upkeeping Ancestral? Am I holding Ancestral? Because I can always do Ancestral and Flustered if they play a spell. But it's like pretty unlikely they're going to play a spell is the problem. I do think I'm passing this first turn. I just don't know when I'm casting this Ancestral. But I guess if they force the Ancestral, like, is that even bad? That's not even bad. But now if they like go land Ancestral, isn't it like kind of bad? That's my problem with that line. Are we buying Lurrus? Are we playing stock up? Like if they play stock up here, am I supposed to just Flusterstorm it? Probably. Yeah, see, like if I had waited here, I could have Ancestral in response to this and then Flusterstorm the stack. I don't know. I mean, I'm supposed to Flusterstorm this. I have more blue sources. It's just like the best possible use of Flusterstorm right now. So I feel like I played this still incorrectly, but I couldn't think of like a really good play that they would make on turn 1 that would have gotten Flusterstormed, except I guess Mana Crypt stock up on turn 1. I don't really like letting it resolve, but I don't think I hate. I don't hate it either. But like it's just the best. Oh, so they have Flusterstorm, Sync, Negation. Okay. If I play the Saga, they might counter the Soul Ring. I can just go Flash on their turn. I mean, I'm gonna win. It's fine. Because I can play around everything. Yeah. Probe is a dumb Magic card, chat. Probe is such a dumb Magic card. I really hate Probe. That shit card should not exist. Just takes out everything about Magic. All right. There's an Atraxa, a Key, an Omniscience, a Tinker, a Negation, a Misstep. I'm not actually sure which ones you're supposed to take. I mean, Omniscience is free, so it's just which instant and which sorcery do I want to take? I don't think I need a Mental Misstep. So I guess I'd rather have a negation in case something goes bad this turn, and then I don't need a show and tell, and demonic is better than tinker, so just take a demonic. Yeah, I think so. Flash Atraxa is so good. So good. I don't really even have to cast anything to win this game. But I could, like, get my DT countered. I mean, I can just make constructs and win. I could just cast stock ups and win. I feel like everything wins. I guess I could just get a DT and get a Flusterstorm. That doesn't actually win. I'm not actually sure what, like, the best thing I'm supposed to do is. It's probably play control, like DT for a force. And then just play a key and make constructs and have 2 forces. I mean, it's not really Saga gaming, right? It's it's Flash gaming. Saga's just a thing. I guess if they Flusterstorm this right now, I would just pay and then play a key and still make a construct. I guess I can't make a construct with a key here. Would I still pay? Maybe. I think I'm just going to take Force. I don't think actually, like, searching for a combo piece does anything. They're going to die to constructs here. Maybe I'm supposed to tutor Fluster. That doesn't really matter, though. All right. We played a lot better this time, though. Or maybe not even, because game 2 was... I mean, we were super far behind in game 2, but I think I could have been a better choice. Better, though. All right, here we are. 6th and final round. Vintage challenge. Another Lurrus gamer. And I got a nice one in here. A nice turn 1, turn 2 stock up. Definitely keeping. I'd love to go 4-2 with this deck. It's a really fun deck. It's performed pretty well. Once again, a couple of small mistakes keeping us out of the top brackets of the tournament. Against Lurrus? Yeah, I think so. And we can even get Basic Island, so. But there are a lot of Lurrus combo decks now, so. Underground Sea, Mox Jet. Surely not turn 1 Frog, right? Turn 1 Null Rod. Oh. I see. Alright, well, it's control. They did blank 2 of our cards, but they blanked 2 of their cards, so... Seems like a fair trade. Well, now they've blanked a couple of our cards here. I don't have a Brainstorm, right? So I'll just play these out. We do need to find more basic lands, though. If they follow it up with a frog, now that's a problem. Yeah, all right. Certainly a problem. Well, if I can dodge for a turn and find another land, I don't know. Right, exactly. I'm pretty much always keeping the hand that I kept. It'll be unfortunate if it doesn't work out, but it is what it is. Yeah, they have a wasteland, though. Unfortunate. 50-50 on whether that land could have been an island in a previous version. Obviously, having Ancient Tombs in the deck would be kind of nice right now and start jamming stuff. That's real good. All right. I think we start with stock up and see how it fares. I'd like to try to get some counter magic out of my opponent's hand if possible. But maybe that's too greedy. I don't know. Fluster, Tinker, Show and Tell. Oh, I'm going to take... I mean, we have to hope we don't get second wastelanded, I guess, but... I guess this Tinker doesn't really do much at this point, right? We're just trying to resolve. Though, I guess, I don't have a land to cast 2 Flusters anyways. I have kind of regrets here. If I had just cast Show and Tell, maybe we would have won the game. Should I have done that? I don't know. Like, if I cast stock up and it gets countered, it's fine for me. If I cast stock up and it gets forced, it's pretty good for me. But this situation where there are no lands in the stock up pile is kind of bad. Yeah, no lands in the stock up pile is not great. I guess I'll just take Tinker. Yeah, I don't know. No force, no lands is not exactly what we were looking for there on a resolve stock up. Not sure. Yeah, I hope we don't get wastelanded. And if we don't get wastelanded, I think we're in a good spot. But if we get wastelanded, it's not great for us. Probably just straight up lose on the spot if we get wastelanded, right? I don't know. We did draw like the best card in our deck though, so can't complain very much. Again, I just think that it was a high likelihood of failure, right, on the stock up. So I felt like, oh wow, they drew Pearl and Lotus for their Null Rod. That's funny. It just felt like it was the correct play to make. All right, no Wasteland. That's good for us. I'm not gonna activate my thing. I'd like to draw another land if possible, maybe. Wait, I don't know if I want to draw another land. I don't have a second Flusterstorm, right? Well, too late. So I'm gonna cast Show and Tell. I guess this plays around Spell Pierce, right? So that's kind of good. This plays around Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm. Negation. Flusterstorm. Would it pitch? Pitched a Force of Will. Maybe they just let stock up resolve. They pitched a Force of Will and a thing. So unless they drew Force and Force for Frog and turn, then maybe they let it resolve. Yeah. Atraxa. Omniscience. Omniscience. I don't know. Like holding up Fluster for like a possible Time Walk or something is pretty good too. It's not. I don't think it's a straightforward thing that I can do. Choose, but you could be right. Cast up, paying its mana cost. I still have to sack an artifact, right? Sack an artifact. I'll eventually find that sink into stupor. All right, they're off it. I don't know. I definitely thought about taking the Soul Ring to get one more mana, but I'm not sure. All right, that's a big win. Rip the Tolarian Academy after getting game 1 null rotted is a classic Jewel outing. All right, this is a new matchup. Let's stop and think about this. We have seen Null Rod already, so I would love to get Time Vault Key out of our deck. If it's not going to AB a lot. I'd love to be able to get maybe the Vamp and Mystical out of the deck as well. But I don't really like Negation versus them. I do want to bring in the extra land and Sink into Stupor and the extra Flusterstorm. But I'm not really keen on like traps or negations and stuff. I don't know what kind of removal they play. But I don't know if I need removal. It doesn't feel like I need removal, but maybe we could play a Portal. What if we like play Portal and Sphinx as options? Is that silly? I'm not sure. What do you think? What do you think, not me? Does this make sense? We've seen main deck Null Rod. They're definitely going to keep Null Rod in after that game. We could leave in Citadel too. Just have a bunch more targets for show and tell. You wouldn't bring in like Dismember, right? For Frog? Doesn't seem like it'd be worth it. Not in this deck. Nice. After a round 1 bye, pretty good. How do they kill Sphinx, Claro? They just don't. Is this hand cast Atraxa? It's pretty close. I think I'm supposed to keep this hand. I guess it's pretty bad against Null Rod, but now that I know they're Lurrus Control, I have a lot more freedom in my hand, and having this much mana is pretty interesting. I don't know, maybe you could mulligan it, but... All right. 6-card keep from the opponent. Let's see what they got. Oh, they do have Tundra. Okay, I would not bring in Sphinx then. That's my bad. I didn't think they would have Tundra. Sink. All right, what do you got? Secrets? Any secrets? Fluster, Null Rod, Bowmaster, Strip Mine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is not good. That is not good at all. I don't even know how to go about this. No, if they strip mine me, it's a win. I think. I'm pretty sure if they spend a turn strip mining me, I'm very happy. So I'm going to play everything out and pass. Yeah, I might have to sink, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure getting strip mine here is all right. Because I think we have to bank on our next draw. Like, it's very hard for them to ever strip mine you here after you've showed them a million mana too, right? If I draw a payoff right now, I win, right? So I need to draw show and tell, but it's asking for a lot, but I feel like that's our way of winning here. Stock up is pretty good. Fluster is garbage though. All right, so we're dead here. I don't know. I didn't think this hand was that risky, but I guess into strip mine Null Rod it is kind of unfortunate. Yeah. We did also draw Omniscience as our first draw, which we didn't really want. Yeah. Sure. All right. Let's see. I think I've drawn this Bola Citadel so many times today already. Never showed it in. Do we have too many show and tell hits? Oh, and a Wasteland. Jesus. All right, I'll just go to the next game. I don't really feel like playing this out. I feel like you should play this out, but I don't really want to. So I'll take the Sphinx out and play. I mean, do we care that much about Null Rod, or are we just hitting like really weird draws where we have all of our Moxen mana? I don't know. Like, I could bring in Steel Sabotage. I just don't really feel like it's that good. Snuff Out? I would never play Snuff Out against Lurrus. This doesn't kill Lurrus or Frog. You can't. You could bring a Dismember in. I wouldn't hate you for it, but Oh, I don't think Containment Priest is a huge issue because you have Show and Tell Omniscience. Like, obviously, it hits Show and Tell thing, but just, like, try not to play into that. I don't think that's worth it. But I might be bringing in Dismember because it's my next best card anyways. Yeah. Our deck, like, is better than Oath, or a reason our deck could be considered better than Oath is because we don't just, like, fold to a Containment Priest. Do I have a Show and Tell in this hand? God, where's my Show and Tell? This hand is so good with a Show and Tell. Have to put this one back, though. Don't think I'm allowed to keep that. I guess so. Yep. Another Oath, another Citadel hand. Gaming. At least I get 2 basic islands here. It's something. Small victory. All right. They went and kept their 7. Okay. I mean, we get to shuffle immediately, so bottoming the Citadel, not the greatest, but certainly better than having it in our hand. So that was the last card we drew, right? So it would have, on the old mulligan, I guess it would have been able to scry to the bottom. Under City Sewers. Boop. All right. Second basic island. Probe. Yeah, I'll pay 2 life to probe you. Sure. What do we got? We got Dig, Frog, Null Rod, Serenity, Ancestral Strip Mine, and Lorien Revealed. All right. Why do we keep getting Strip Mined, man? I don't get it. Oh, I guess now they can resolve Ancestral because I played this tapped. That's my fault. Sorry, chat. I should have just played another island. I mean, then they're going to overdraw like crazy, but it's fine. I guess. I don't know. It's not actually fine. It's a mistake. I shouldn't have done it. I mean, it's kind of hard for them to cast Ancestral here, but maybe they just do it. Okay, they didn't do it. Academy. No! Game! Island cycle, okay. Serenity. I don't really understand Serenity, but there are Null Rod and Serenity in the same deck, huh? Alright. I mean, you just play a frog, you're okay. Oh no, I'm letting Null Rod resolve 100%. I'm forcing the frog if they play a frog, though. I don't think we're live for top 8, no. I'm pretty sure we have to force this frog. Ugh. Hopefully we just draw mana. Big. 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 Lotus Tinker. Let's go. We're doing it. Love it. Thank you, Stock Up, for being double demonic tutor for the first time today. Boom. I mean, I can brick here. I've done it before. Oh, that's probably not bricking. Been there before, but never like this. All right, I like that. Atraxa. Sapphire. Fetchlands. Saga. Maybe we'll take Omniscience instead of Saga. I guess we just don't take Fetchland. We'll take Saga and we'll take Omniscience. And stock up. Done. Serenity is not going to get our Citadel. I don't think that's the case. All right, stock up. Okay, opponent's out. I do have to not die to my mana crypt here, but I don't know. Like, opponent got very tunnel visioned on Null Rod, Serenity stuff. I think Null Rod's fine to have in against me, but it's not like a craziness. All right, a nice 4-2. I don't think we have remotely the tiebreakers to top 8. Oh, no, we do not. We have 42% tiebreakers. We're no unlucky monkey dispatching Discover End to go 4-2 and 64% breakers. That's wild. Okay, so we're not top 8 in this event, but it was a solid 4-2 nonetheless. I think maybe had some opportunities for some better play that would have got us one more win. Justin goes 4-2 and punts one match away is, yes, a classic of the channel. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this all worked out. I think there's still room to fix up this sideboard. We kind of faced only a very small subsection of vintage today, only blue decks. So like none of our mono white hate came in, none of our like anti-artifact stuff came in. The sideboard I think is the place where there's the most room. I do like the idea of like a Singing Super as an extra land drop in the sideboard. I do think the two optional Tinker targets are interesting. Overall, I think the Citadel was fine. I would keep it for the time being. I did board out Vault Key every game, but I think that's just because I didn't want to have it in the deck to start with. I don't think it's bad in the deck either. I would like a way to like make sure that I can take extra turns. And maybe that's Vault Key, maybe that's Emrakul. I don't really know. No, Sphinx didn't matter today. We played against blue decks the whole day, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. There's not actually many flex slots in this deck. I don't know if you're really allowed to trim on any of the 4-ofs. I think if you were looking at flex slots in the main and you wanted to make changes, I think Citadel, Dig Through Time, Time Vault, Key, those are the ones that I think are the most flex slottable. And then Tinker. I think that's so like if you cut Tinker, you can put Tinker in the sideboard because I do still think having access to these is pretty good. Yeah, so like these 5 cards I think will be the places where you could maybe make changes. I actually think the mana base ended up working out really well. Obviously, missing Ancient Tomb is an interesting concept. But I think I was happy. I was definitely happy with the second C. I don't really want to go to a third C. It's kind of asking for a lot, and I want to have as many basics as possible, and I want to be able to fetch as many basics as I can because I just don't want to get wastelanded if possible. Yeah, there's lots of room in the sideboard to play around, and then in the main, if you didn't like Time Vault Key, I think you could take those out. If you take out Time Vault Key, it's possible that you want to add an Emrakul so that there are Omniscience sequences where you don't have to pass the turn. Like if you have an Emrakul, then you will never have to like pass the turn and not win, right? That's just something that I would like the deck to do. It's probably not like it's not like a crazy thing that's necessary, but like I don't know. I know there's a lot of times where I do Atraxas and do a pass the turn and pile and lose. So that being said, I'd be maybe interested in Emrakul. If I could fit anything else in the deck, it'd be something like maybe Mana Drain as like a counterspell ramping thing, Ponder as a way to make turn 1 plays. Maybe you could play a third Flusterstorm and a Negation main to give yourself a little bit more room versus combo. That's certainly an idea. I think the Dig Through Time might be superfluous, and it's also very hard to use because it's hard to get enough cards, but we did cast it multiple times today, so I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel. that was pretty strong showing. We even had good showings up against the Pyroblast decks, which I think are by far the worst possible matchup. Pyroblast is a card that makes this deck look very silly. So yeah, you could put the first Brainstorm back in over a first Ponder for sure. That's another thing. I felt like this deck didn't need Brainstorm because there's not very many times where you're brainstorming away your payoffs. Like you can brainstorm away Citadel, right? That's like the one you want to not have in your hand. But even the ones in your hand all pitch to force and all get played off of show and tell. So it's like there are very few times where you're like need a brainstorm as opposed to Oath, where you always feel like you want to brainstorm. But overall, pretty strong finish. So I think this deck is better than playing Oath because I just don't believe in Oath right now. I don't believe in the card Oath of Druids putting into play Atraxa. I mean, I lost to it today, right? But I've oathed a lot of Atraxas recently, and I have not been happy with the results. I just don't feel like it's powerful enough. And this helps. One of the main problems with Oath is Containment Priest, and this helps solve that problem by being able to go around Containment Priest with Show and Tell, Omniscience. And then you're not playing green in your deck and all the problems that come with that. So yeah. So yeah, that's how I feel. I think it's a cool deck. I think there's a lot of room, not a lot of room to move here, but some room to improve. And obviously it needs to see some more play before I can give it any kind of final judgment, but it was fun. So thanks to Not Me for reinvigorating an archetype that I was working on in the past. And I like the list we came up with, and we'll see how it goes in the future. More vintage content on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.